Thank you very much. I'd like to call to order the December 20th, 2023 Kentucky Retirement System Board of Trustees special call board meeting. And Michael, if you could read the legal public statement.
Yes, ma'am. For the record, I want to note this is a special meeting of the KRS Board of Trustees. This meeting is being broadcast via video teleconference pursuant to Kentucky Revised Statute Section 61.826 and may be viewed by the public at the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority offices located at 1260 Louisville Road in Frankfort, Kentucky. It is also being broadcast to the public via Facebook. I ask if you are speaking and are not appearing by video, please identify yourself before talking. In the event the video or audio broadcast is interrupted, we will attempt to reestablish a connection. If a connection cannot be reestablished within 30 minutes, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled to another date.
Thank you, Michael. Sherry, if you could do roll call.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hampton,
Here.
Mr. Atkins,
Here.
Ms. Bova,
Here.
Ms. Eves, Mr. Lane,
Here.
Dr. Miller, Mr. Piercy,
Here.
Mr. Summers,
Here.
and Ms. Thompson.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sherry. And thanks everybody for being available for this very quickly called meeting. Sherry, are there any public comments?
No, ma'am, no public comment today.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the only thing we have on the agenda today is to discuss the Denton Bingham Greenbaugh contract. And with that, Michael, I wonder if you could take the floor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. As Ms. Hampton said, the only thing we need to deal with today, hopefully this will be very short, is the contract between the Board of Trustees and your outside general counsel, Denton's Bingham Greenbaum. The contract was set to expire at the end of this month, and the next meeting of this board wasn't until the end of January. We didn't want the board to go a month without having that representation in place if necessary. And so we wanted to get this meeting together. Sherry, if you can show the next page. So just going through the contract really quick, you can see we've just made a couple of edits, changing the date. Sherry, if you'll scroll down, in paragraph number 4, Denton's has requested to increase their flat hourly rate from $325 to $350 as one change. In paragraph 6, that change just reflects that there's no attached fee schedule. It's just the $350 flat rate. And then Sherry, on the next page, this is a request. I talked to Ben Lewis, one of the attorneys at Denton's that works with you all. To my knowledge, this may be one of our only contracts that ends with a calendar year, not fiscal year. And with that, I said, if everyone's okay with it, could we put this as an 18-month contract rather than 1 year? So it gets back on schedule of being a fiscal year end contract, so that we don't let this slip and not notice it again. And it kind of ends with all the rest of our contracts June 30, and we're aware of it as we're renewing everything else. And he was okay with that. So that change is reflected there, just that it will run from January 1 of 2024 through June 30, 2025 for 18 months. And then we'll be on track with everything else. With those changes, that's all there is. You can see the last page has Ben's signature. We just need the board's approval to have either Ms. Hampton as chair or Mr. Chilton as CEO to sign this contract, and then we'll get that done and it'll be completed.
I'll make a motion that the contract as presented and that with its changes be approved.
Let me ask a question first, please. How long has the hourly level rate been $325?
For 2 years. It was had Denton's for 2 years for KRS to represent the KRS board, and that's been the rate for the first 2 years of the contract.
Do we think that we can still, hypothetically, if we went to somebody besides Denton, do we think we can still get the $325? at the end of the day, when I was on the Arena Authority, we capped any attorney at that time. I think it was like 250, and we had Frost Brown time. So I'm just sensitive to the increase without any type of competition. Do we? I mean, are they saying that they won't do it if we don't increase it, or can we keep it at the 325?
I would say I did not get into those discussions with Ben about, can
Who had the
the
discussion
board
with
keep
him?
it?
Who had the discussion with him saying that we were going to increase them? Why did he automatically increase it then?
I can tell you, I got a request from Ben that said that was something they needed to do. And I told him, obviously, that's the decision for the board. I can't make that decision. So it was put in this draft for the board to look at.
So we no conversation.
I did not have that conversation. No. I try to leave those discussions, because this is with KRS board and it's outside general counsel. I try to leave those conversations to be had by the chair or the CEO in that regard, because I don't represent the board and this board in that role.
Well, I think we should try to leave that at the 325. I mean, I think there's definitely needs to be a conversation along those lines, in my opinion, because this is like a no. I mean, we're not even. There's no competition, so we're just gonna no. I don't. And we're going 18 months. We'll give it to you a little bit longer, but we're gonna need
Okay,
to
William,
Mr.
Yes.
Chen has a
William,
hand up.
okay, William, let me say two things. One, I do remember when we began this contract that it was an under market contract, and we did discuss that at that time. But I would, if the rest of the board wants to do this, one of the things we could do is start it out at the 325 and leave it for John and me to discuss the reasons for raising and come back with a amendment to the contract. But I think whatever we do, we need to make sure that we approve the contract today. So let me put that out as a straw man and have some conversation around it. Pruitt, you got the motion.
I have a motion that we need to follow through one way or another.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Dave, were you going to say something?
Madam Chair, I might suggest just see if there can be a 3-month extension, or if, at the very least, if we want to synchronize it with the fiscal year, a 6-month extension. I do think whenever procurement of professional services is involved, there is always a high likelihood of scrutiny. I think I would just want some assurances that a conflicts check has been done, and particularly within KPPA, that this firm represents our interests. I do share the concerns about procurement and kind of a unilateral price increase. So I'm guessing that given the stature of this firm and its longstanding relationship with the board, that it is likely all of those issues could be resolved fairly quickly. But I think racing into a procurement of this size at the end of the year puts us at some peril, particularly since it's binding us for 18 months. So I might suggest if the parties are willing to extend the current contract for 3 months or 6 months, and my preference would be for 3, and address these concerns and then be able to go forward with some confidence that I am almost certain that even at the new price, it is significantly below market. So I don't have too much concern, but I just want to make sure that everybody goes into this with their eyes open.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Let me ask Michael. Michael,
Yes.
we have a motion on the floor. Does it need to be seconded and then amended, or can it be amended before it's seconded?
It can be amended.
Right now,
So-
Madam Chair,
Before,
Madam Chair, it's a motion without a second, so it
Right.
does not have any standing to move forward. If so, I would
would you
move.
like to second it?
No, because it doesn't need to be amended if it's not second. I would move instead for staff to extend the current contract for 3 months, with the understanding that the board will revisit the issue in 3 months to determine if an extension of the contract along the terms discussed today is appropriate in light of all circumstances.
Okay, Michael, then can we second Dave just said, can that be seconded for a vote?
Yeah, that, I believe, Mr. Adkins, you
Okay.
say that in the form of a motion and that you would move that it be extended for 3
Okay.
months. Is that, I think that's how you stated that, Mr. Adkins. And so that can be seconded and, discussion and vote. And then what I would do in that regard is I would
Okay.
make those amendments to this and go back to Denton's and say, this is what the board chose to do. And if it's acceptable to Denton's, then they execute it again on their end. And we have a 3-month contract, at which time those further discussions that Mr. Adkins and Mr. Summers has expressed they want to have happen would happen. And then we come back to the board in that interim time frame and discuss whether we want to extend again.
I second his motion.
Okay, William has seconded. Is there further conversation? Ramsey, did you have something?
No, I'm
Nope.
sorry.
Okay, no further conversation then. With all those in favor of the contract, it's a 3-month extension at the current rates, please say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes as it has been stated. Okay, is there any other business? Okay, if hearing no other business, I move to adjourn. And thanks everybody again for being available on short notice.